just had a peek inside. I don't know if you can see, probably not, but there is still quite a bit of oil in it. There's quite a bit at the bottom. There's about ½ an inch, so I need to drain that out into something first before I start cutting it, and I'll get all over myself. Alright, it's time for me to cut this out, but I am a little bit worried because I need to use the Dremel tool. It's going to be spark flying everywhere, and it's wet with oil inside. So I think I'm going to try and clean it out the best I can first, because I don't want to explode. It'll probably be alright, but better safe than sorry, right? So I did go and wash it out with hot soapy water. It doesn't smell of oil anymore, so there's none in there really, so I don't think I've got any risk of blowing up or anything. Goggles on, of course. Goggles on. And I've doubled the blade up on the Dremel. Not that I'm using a Dremel, it's not a real Dremel. It's a Parkside, actually. I'm going to put on quite a fast speed, but I just need to try and cut around the best I can and try and get it as neat as possible around the whole of that, because that's going to come off and be our access panel. So here goes nothing. Lid is off, and just as I did the last cut, one of my blades broke. Shot past my face. No, it wasn't that bad, but it did. One of the blades did shatter. That's why I put 2 blades on top of each other, so it didn't cause me any problems. Great tool, this. It's not a real Dremel. It is a Parkside, sold by Lidl for a fraction of the price, and it is brilliant. Not a job that it can't handle so far. So now this is off, I'm going to clean the edges up. Just going to get all the sharp bits off with the grindy tool. Give that a decent clean out and get in black. And then we'll start with the schmoodle doodle doodle. Cutting the neck pocket out and stuff like that. Awesome. Another day, carry on with the build. Sun is shining outside, it's glorious. So we're here with the guitar, and I'm going to measure up for the fixed bridge and maybe get the pickup cut out and put in, and then I can't do any more today because I'm waiting for a push-pull tone pot to arrive, which will be coming tomorrow. The client decided that's what he wanted, and he's put one in the post for me. So I'm going to do those jobs and maybe do some, what do you call it? I wouldn't say relicking, but some aging on the neck. I want this neck to be dirty and oily, like the body, like the theme it is. It's an oil can, so I want it to look like it's been used by someone with oily hands. If that makes sense. Et voila, so here it is. So you'd have to excuse me, I'm feeling a bit groggy. I'm really tired today. So we're going to go to 25.5 inch scale. Right there. Where's my Sharpie? There it is. Oh wow. Did you see what just happened? My Sharpie just fell to pieces. Oh, hang on. Fixed it. When things like that happen, I generally go, I'm going to shut the shed up because things are just not going to go right. So if another thing goes wrong, I'm shutting the shed up. So 25.5, which is right here. And we get our fixed bridge. And then what have I done with that? Where did I put it? Where did I put? Oh yes, down here. Pretty standard fixed bridge is what I've been using a lot. And what I tend to do is I tend to wind them in so they're about halfway. So and we want to go, so the 25, where the string passes over the saddle, that's going to be the scale length, that's 25.5. Yeah. So if we need to adjust in any way, it can go forward a quart, back a quart, roughly. Yeah, so we've got a string, high-E, low-E, doesn't matter what kind of string you got on there, just make sure it's all straight. This is a good way to make sure that the bridge is in the right position. So the strings run straight down the neck as they should. There's a little X, scratch a little X in there. And I'm going to screw that screw in the back there, hold that in position to line up our pickup and everything. And then I shall measure my scale length to make sure. Bridge in place, lined up nicely, splendid. Client wants the humbucker here, so that's the next job. Morning everybody, another day, and I'm doing the wiring, so I'll show you what I'm up to. So I'm just wiring in a push-pull tone pot here, one volume, and that's it, no switches into the jack, that's it. So you're going to have the humbucker, so it can be humbucked, or single coil, and that's your options for this guitar. That's what he wanted, that's what he's going to get. Right, wiring done, was a bit of a mission, but got there in the end. We've got a coil split humbucker with a push-pull tone, yeah. I do need to cut the body down slightly on the back end to get them in, so I have to take all the bits again, which is okay. It's actually okay that I have to take it apart again because I want to do something with the neck before I string it all up. So I'm going to get the wiring in, so that's all done, and then work on the neck, and then get it all together. Right, so I've stripped the neck of its tuners, and what I want to do is I want to make this neck look more dirty, more aged, more like it's been used by somebody with greasy, dirty, oily hands, to go with the theme of the oil can. But the oil can itself is quite dirty looking, it's kind of rusty a little bit, and so I want the neck to match. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Dremel tool and I'm going to take some of the edges, but not smooth edges round, but just bits of the edges, especially around the top here, to make it look a bit more warm. It does have a few scars anyway. So I'm going to put it on a lower speed so I don't go too crazy. Hear that wind? It's horrible out there. So we're just going to give it a bit of a Maybe here. That's enough, just to give it a little bit of a, like it's been through it a bit. And the rest of the neck, I'm going to sand right down. And I'm going to use some actual oil from my van engine. And I'm going to make it look grubby. Okay, so I went to my van and I dipped the dipstick about a dozen times and wiped it onto this rag, which is cool. So now I've checked the levels in my van are good as well. And I'm just gonna, especially around the top here, I've got all my fingers as well, where you would do chords, I'm gonna work that oil in, like that, around here as well, all on that edge there, just make it look dirty in those places. Get it around the top. And really work it in. And on the bits we just did with the Dremel tool as well. And that's it. You don't want to do it everywhere. Just working in. Like so. It has to be used oil because it's black when it's used. And now when you buff it off, yeah. Dirty oily neck. It's soaked into the grain where I've sanded it. And let me get some light paper. What have we got here? 150. Bit of 150. Just lightly rub it. Oil. And then just a little dab WD-40 on the rag, just to lift off some of it, not all of it, to make it a little bit more subtle. voila! An oily aged neck, which I think, you might hate it, but I think that's going to suit the guitar real nice. Okay, so the neck's on, into the setup parts of it now. I'm going to drill out and screw down the holes that I haven't done yet. Oh, I need to put the tuners back on, obviously, because I took them off, didn't I? Let's get them back on. So, exciting. Strings are on, neck is on, it's all together. Now I just need to set it up. I've shimmed the neck as per normal, and we're almost there. Luckily I did have a set of strings knocking about. I need to order some more though, I haven't got any left. So I'm going to set this up.